suns are beginning to rise. We are back from our journey through door 1. The other group are back from their journey through door number... Was it door number 6? I can't remember, but we're going to have to go through the other door probably to get some more to get as many key cards as possible. Clover is hiding multiple things, but she stole something from the room where the fake 0, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it was a fake body. Mannequin, something stuffed, made to smell like it was decomposing. But she stuffed her pockets with something, which is a bit odd. Don't know what that could be besides something gruesome. But we're back in the main area. Everyone is here. Go.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
Not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Hold on. No. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time. So, if you guys told me that Clover is supposed to be 18, given how Junpei and June act around each other, my guess is they're not too far away from that. They're maybe like 20, 22-ish, maybe. No, well, no, because Junpei said he was at university, right? So he could be 19, 20, 21, right? He said, didn't he say college or school or whatever at one point? They must be around a similar age then.
Jumpy! Clover!
Oh, she looks mad. June's face was excited. Nothing had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he wasn't inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it!
Found what?
What, door 9?
We found it!
What did you find?
The last door! We found door 9!
Really? So, who did they have with them? They had Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus, right? Can they, because realistically, if they found door 9, they could have gone through it if they were able to, so I'm not sure they can though. Uh, 15. Oh, they could. My math's just being rubbish again. Yeah, these 3 could have gone through. Just tie June to a chair or something, and then they could have gone through.
What?
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
No.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy!
No, leave me
We
alone.
finally made it!
Not really. We've still got to decide who goes through. The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Are you sure? Shouldn't we go through door 2? Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me.
Only
3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. Seven of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Yes, very true.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you two found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut him off. Clicking fingers. Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him. I'll use the spacebar to stop me clicking twice.
By the way,
What? They'd been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus.
Yep, could have left you behind.
What's their digital route?
Yes, 9!
9. It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them.
Interesting.
He said we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean,
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern. What? Petty jealousy? Now, he should be jealous. Santa is a sharp-looking fellow. He's a gym leader, after all.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of them stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
So have you not actually found the door that has 9 sprayed on it?
I see.
It looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed.
Oh,
It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
no way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number. 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9. Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one?
Oh. A coffin?
Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
So we could split up. His words came slowly and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too! That means... And of course it won't open.
So, is there a way for everyone to get out? So we know the other... So 3, 7, and 8 can get through. Can 1, 4, 5, and 6? So we could have Ace, Santa, and Clover, right? Why am I so bad at maths? Sorry, Ace, Santa, and Junpei. What's going on with my maths? And then that would leave Clover, June, 7, Lotus. I'm gonna let the characters do it for me, so... He grabbed the handle and shut the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room?
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up, right?
That's not gonna work.
No, I didn't think so. Junpei blinked, then looked up at Clover. She held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
Yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her.
Look at this.
Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people. So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind, right?
And 5 and 2
Yeah.
as well. Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult maths problem.
No way.
The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him.
what is this room?
The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. It's a chapel, right? Just trying to look back at what I wrote down about the hidden room. The forest of knowledge beneath the navel. Don't think it's got anything to do with that. 2 rows of wooden pews filled out most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony.
It's probably for crewmates who died. If it was a hospital ship as well, that would probably be a common occurrence.
But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet,
Is that an altar?
oh, it's got more planet symbols on it, and it's got a code on it. It was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. I bet there's a wristwatch in there. A wristwatch that might help us get through a door. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin.
A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine, let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
Is there a 3 and 3 that can go through? Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Oh, 7.
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden?
Oh, go away. Leave her behind.
Are you some kind of idiot?
What? Put her in the coffin, Seven. Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven. The interesting thing here is if... Oh, hang on. If Clover stole that wrist bracelet from the body that has a 0 on it, maybe that can still be scanned, which would mean Clover and Junpei could go through as a 2. So would it work out for the other 5? 3 plus 6 plus 7, 8. Damn! There must be some combination of that working. Like, what's it with my maths, man? Right, so... No. Never mind. It's a good job I'm not in this game, for real.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corners of Seven's eyes. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
What a great realization, Santa. Whoa, guys, stop! I haven't spoke yet. Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Okay.
Then I don't see how it matters.
Oh! I haven't said anything yet. My opinion's the most important.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No. Those are my orders.
Why, you 0?
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
Oh.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... He had June.
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
The shudder travelled the length of Junpei's spine. Quick, grab his weird scarf that he's surely going to strangle himself on. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver? Santa grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? A golden gun at that. Was this GoldenEye? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke almost as though he'd sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched in a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands in the red.
3 + 6 + 1 + 8 is 18. That's what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
You deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed, frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car. A loaded gun? How does he know it's loaded?
Right. Fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched. And the gun roared. Oh. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke sneaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
One of us? Has he been through the experiments before?
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch.
Stupid.
You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Now, he has made a little mistake, because now he's only got 5 bullets left. If it's a traditional revolver, it's only got 6 bullets. He's just wasted one. He can't kill everyone in the room. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
All right, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? And he realised something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us.
Now the interesting thing here is whether Snake is still alive, because Seven... Hang on. This point means nothing if I've done the maths wrong. If Snake is still alive and we somehow find him, if he's in that coffin, that means that he can come with us.
It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
No, no, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
Jim's almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders and pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step, and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
All right.
Fine.
Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped. In front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed a hand onto the panel. She does have similar rings. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well.
Later.
They've still got to deactivate those bracelets, so after exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. What's in your pockets, Clover? Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 number 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red vacant.
God.
Digital root of the remaining people was 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat. It's a ship, Junpei. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when... The noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. Yeah, the coffin. It wasn't mechanical, it was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet!
It's Snake! Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
The bloody coffin!
Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right!
Let's open it.
But how?
The fuck? God, come on now.
What are those muscles for show?
There's a bloody input pad right
You're telling
there.
me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed a hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength. God's sake, guys, just put the...
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
Oh yeah, look. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. No, it wouldn't. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out, and now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews and 7 investigated the desk. But they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
And we can't go through door 2 either, right?
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode?
99?
What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Ooh. 3D? To be continued? What the hell are you talking about? Now it is time. Let our game begin. You've reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you will need to play through the game multiple times. Make sure to save your progress now to retain all the information you've acquired. Memory of escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of escape enables you to replay the escape rooms you've completed. What? Would you like to save through the info you've obtained during this playthrough? After saving, the game will restart from the beginning. Yeah, sure. Right, okay, so there's 6 different endings. That's so annoying. Okay, it's not that many different possibilities, right? Huh. Interesting. I might have to go through rooms a second time, perhaps. Interesting. So there's all sorts of different combos here. It looks like there's what? 7 different endings? That's annoying that I ended up with the really anticlimactic one, because all the others have a second phase after that. So what did that mean? It was Santa? As in he's 0? I don't think so. Interesting. Cool. Let's jump back.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
So I think you guys explained to me there's like a way of skip.
Talk it.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Wasn't there a way to wasn't there a way to skip through stuff? There we go. Let's just see how that works.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should
We should talk it.
Oh my talk! We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted 1.5 hours of our 9 hours.
There we go.
Oh, God.
Gosh, weird seeing Snake again. What? Right, anyway, this isn't important. Because we'll pick it up from here next time. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to be replaying a bunch of times. I wish it didn't necessarily tell me that. Maybe they could have made it like Nier Automata and just left the mysteries of... Well, am I spoiling that? I don't think so. That's not a spoiler. That's not a spoiler. That's not a spoiler. I'm just pointing out that repeat playthroughs are beneficial to that game. But they don't tell you in that fashion. Okay, cool. I guess I got the most disappointing ending, right? But to my eyes, Snake is in that coffin. So hopefully we'll get to spend some time with him. Maybe the person who disappears changes. I mean, I don't know, but we'll go through whatever the other door was at the beginning. And yeah, I guess piece everything together to find an ending state that is satisfying. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Mr. Golden Gun got through, so I guess maybe it'd be best if we had the gun. I don't know. The problem for me here is Clover, because the really important information is with Clover. Just wish we knew what she stole from the room. Sucks that I don't know that. Anyway, we'll pick it up from here next time. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Leave me a thumbs up if you did, and just remember, everyone, never trust an on crate. I'll see you next time.